Today we're going to learn how to make boxed mac and cheese, and first I'll start by putting a box around this mac and cheese because it's boxed mac and cheese. And you may be saying, well, we don't need a video for this because there's instructions on the box, but I'm assuming if you're here, that means you have tossed the box into the recycling bin and you now need instructions for how to make your tasty lunch. So that's why we're here today. We'll start by bringing some water in a pot to a boil. And we all know water. It's, a breakdown of 2 hydrogen atoms with 1 oxygen atom. And it boils at approximately 212 degrees Fahrenheit, which we also know is 100 degrees Celsius. So here, I'll use my red to get some cartoon fire down here to help bring our water to a boil. And then once it's boiling, we are now going to add our mac and cheese to the pot. And the box typically recommends about 7 or 8 minutes. 7 or 8 minutes for how long to cook it, but we are not going to keep track of time. And of course, after approximately 3 minutes, we are going to get bored and we are going to give it a nice taste test, in which case it's going to be quite crunchy. And here I'll put some lines around crunch to emphasize the onomatopoeia behind it. So we're getting very bored, so we decide we'll go watch TV for a while our mac and cheese cooks. So we're going to go watch TV. And we are going to promptly forget that we are even making mac and cheese until the water starts boiling over. It's boiling over because we've forgotten about it. We have not been stirring. So now we are going to stand up startled, and we're going to avoid swearing here because this is a educational video, but we will remove the pot quickly from the stove. Remove it. And now we need to get rid of our water. And you may be saying, well, what's this funny looking bowl here? It's this funny looking bowl, but it's not a bowl at all. It's our friend the colander, and the colander is going to help us get rid of the water with these little holes and keep the pasta intact. So then we'll add the pasta without the water back into the pot. Here I'll draw a different pot here. Different pot that no longer has water in it. And now we have our mac and cheese in there. Doesn't need to be a great drawing. We just need to have contents in the pot. And now we need to add milk. And of course, we are not going to measure out our milk. We are just going to eyeball it until it looks like a good amount of milk. And then my favorite part, we get to add the cheese packet. And we're not going to pay any mind to what's actually in the cheese packet. It looks like the color of cheese. It's probably healthy. We're good to go. And we will mix it into the pot. And now our mac and cheese is starting to look pretty darn okay. It's looking passable, which is exactly what we want with boxed mac and cheese. Now, I want to point out that the recipe typically calls for butter, but if we're going to take the time to add butter, then we might as well make some better mac and cheese than boxed mac and cheese. So we are going to ditch that. We're going to ditch the butter altogether. So now our mac and cheese is ready, and we are going to pour it into a bowl. Pour it into a bowl. And we're not expecting to eat the whole thing. Maybe we'll split this into 2 meals, which is nice and cost efficient. So now we'll take our bowl over to the TV and keep watching for a few minutes. And then, of course, all of the mac and cheese disappears. It's one of those questions we may never be able to understand. Where does the mac and cheese go so quickly? And now we have to sit and deal with the fact that it's all gone. And, like the show's probably over and the TV starts counting down. It says 10, 9, 8 seconds until the next episode starts. And we say, well, there's not really much we can do now. It's already counting down, so I guess we're just gonna watch the whole next season.